If Doma fought seriously, he would be unstoppable, and here's why. With Shinobu, Kanao, and Inosuke, the Demon Slayers were barely able to handle him. However, this was only possible because Doma was messing with them from the beginning. Now, what if Doma, the ice cold villain, went out of character and started a rampage around the Infinity Castle? Would the Demon Slayers still be able to deal with him? I personally believe that making this choice won't be an easy matter, so stay tuned to the end, and let's find out what fate awaits for Doma in the Demon Slayer Corps. But before we continue, we'll be splitting up the video into two scenarios. One is where I will be discussing what if Doma went all out in the Infinity Castle arc, and what if he was a member of the Demon Slayer Corps. Let's begin a brief overview of Doma's strength before we get into his battle during the Infinity Castle arc. Holding the second highest position in the 12 Kizuki, just what makes Doma so strong? Well, for starters, Doma possesses one of the most advanced and powerful regenerative healing factors, just like any upper moon. He is also really quick to adapt, as he can break down and eliminate all of the various poison mixtures sent into his body. Doma also displayed the ability of biological absorption, which allows him to absorb human bodies through physical contact. And since he is an upper-rank demon who has assimilated a huge amount of Muzan's blood, he has an exceptionally durable body with near infinite stamina and endurance. Now, what weapon does he use? Just like other demons who use weapons fashioned by their flesh, Doma carries around a pair of gold-plated Japanese war fans. These fans act as his offensive weapon and aid in spreading his blood demon art. His blood demon art is cryokinesis, which allows him to generate ice and frost from his flesh and blood. He can spawn it anywhere in his vicinity, as well as manipulate it at will, allowing him to unleash incredibly potent ice techniques. His strongest techniques are Crystalline Divine Child and Rhyme Water Lily Bodhisattva. Crystalline Divine Child allows him to create replicas of himself to battle his opponents. He has shown to be capable of creating up to 6 clones of himself at once, all possessing roughly the same skill and proficiency as Doma himself. Rhyme Water Lily Bodhisattva creates an enormous Bodhisattva statue surrounded by lotuses made of ice. Its most notable trait is its ability to generate huge gusts of Doma's deadly ice from its mouth and deliver powerful physical attacks using its large arms. So how does Doma begin his fight? Well, if there was a normal fight for Doma, he would start it with his usual blood demon art of Frozen Lotus and Frozen Mist. But now that Doma is serious, and he knows that Shinobu can inject him with lethal poison, he will begin with his original blood demon art, Crystalline Divine Child, to create similar clones of himself. These clones will overwhelm Shinobu by using the same techniques that Doma uses. Shinobu will strike back with their insect breathing techniques, but the clones will keep on healing. On top of that, Shinobu poison stingers will deal no damage to them as they are made of ice. As a last-ditch effort, Shinobu will take out all of the clones simultaneously, and while they are recovering, she will leap at Doma and deliver a decisive blow on him. But at the same time, Doma will deliver a fatal blow back at Shinobu, damaging her to the point where she will not be able to recover. This time, he will not absorb Shinobu into his body through biological absorption, as he suspects that Shinobu may have ulterior motives, and he will leave her frozen to death. That was it for Shinobu. All their efforts were in vain against a serious Doma. After the battle, Kanao will walk in and see Shinobu frozen on the ground. She will get enraged and launch herself at Doma in a state of frenzy. Both of them will deliver some blows to each other. Doma will notice that she is stronger than the insect Hashira he just faced. Due to Doma's increased durability and immense regeneration, he will get the upper hand on Kanao in a matter of time. Just when Doma will be able to deliver a fatal strike on Kanao, Inosuke will appear and save Kanao. He will also notice Shinobu's out-of-life body on the floor and get angry. The clones will be a hindrance to them, as they will be using the same blood demon art techniques which Doma utilizes. While they are in the midst of their battle, Doma will get to know about the death of Akaza. This will irritate him, and the already serious Doma will deploy an enormous Bodhisattva statue by using his blood demon art, Rhyme Water Lily Bodhisattva. This will change the momentum of the battle in an instant, and the effect from the frozen air from the Bodhisattva will start wearing down Kanao's and Inosuke's bodies. Still, neither of them won't lose hope, and they will keep striking back at the entities created by Doma. Doma will slowly walk out of the room. Inosuke will use his beast breathing to get a single opportunity to land a strike on Doma. Just as he's about to do so, the clones will use blood demon art techniques to interfere with him. Without doing any damage to Doma, both Kanao and Inosuke will fall to the ground. What do you think will happen now that Doma has no obstacles in his way? After his inconvenience against the 3 demon slayers, Doma will head out to assist the other demons. The clones will go to help each of the upper moon demons, while Doma himself will go to Muzan. This will greatly alter the outcome of the battle. Clones will be of great assistance to the upper moons. With their interference, Kagaku will win his duel against Zenitsu, while Kokushiba will also be able to defeat Gyome, Sanemi, Genya, and Muichiro. In the current situation, do you think the Demon Slayer Corps will be able to withstand the demon's onslaught? It will be an impossible task for them. No one will be able to handle handle the demons anymore, albeit be the last remaining Hashiras or the other core members. In the end, the only survivors will be Tanjiro and Nezuko. It's possible that they will be able to escape from the castle, or they will bite the dust just like every other Demon Slayer, considering how Muzan is keeping a close eye on Nezuko's movement. This Doma's shift in attitude will be a major advantage for the demon side. Perhaps this is why he never broke out of character in the show, because if he did, it would be a total massacre. The Demon Slayer Corps really needed the author to give them an opportunity to win. So if you don't want to be massacred, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Now that we have discussed the scenario of Doma going all out, let's talk about what if he was on the Demon Slayer's side. With his role swapped, Doma will be a strong individual. This time, he will be the Ice Hashira. He will likely develop his own ice breathing style from the core 5 styles. Considering that there hasn't been anyone else using ice-related breathing styles, he will be the first one to introduce this style. His personality will be the same as he was a demon. He will be apathetic and also quite talkative as well. Relation-wise, he will be more close to Gyu and Shinobu. Rengoku will be his rival, considering they have the opposite breathing styles, and both of them are talkative. There will be a bit of friction between them, but nevertheless, they won't be heartless rivals. Both of them will respect each other. He won't have a love interest because of his apathetic nature, but he will still be a quite friendly guy, while Gyu will help keep him restrained from doing anything inhumane. The ice breathing technique will primarily be derived from the water breathing technique. Considering that he was really skilled at Tessen Jutsu as a demon, he will still be able to retain this dual wielding ability as a human. His style will involve him using dual Nichiren swords, which will emit an ice-like mist. He will be slow compared to his demon self, but his strikes will be relatively harder. On top of that, he will have the same great reflexes. When he lands a blow on his opponent, he will be able to freeze him with his sword. This is what will make him an outstanding demon slayer and potentially a Hashira. He will be able to capacitate demons with his ice breathing style, leading to the core being able to even perform experiments on them. This will be very beneficial to the Demon Slayer core, as this could possibly help them uncovering a way to turn demons into humans. So how will he, being on the Demon Slayer side, disrupt the demons? Well, first of all, as Doma will no longer be the second strongest Kizuki, the one to replace him will be Akaza. However, because Akaza is not as strong as Doma was, there will be a clash between the Upper Moons. The Upper Moon 3 to 6 will be challenging Akaza for the second seat, and this will destroy the alliance between them. There won't be any order, and each of them will surely be waiting for a chance to betray each other, so they can climb up in ranking. And each of them will surely be waiting for a chance to betray each other, so they can climb up in ranking. Now let's look at how Doma's presence will impact the current plot of Demon Slayer. His first appearance will be with the other Hashiras in the rehabilitation training arc, when Tanjiro will be presented in the meeting with Yubashiki, the head of the Demon Slayer Corps. Initially, Doma will strike others as a cold person, but he will be quite talkative, making remarks on Sanemi getting headbanged by Tanjiro and so on. After the closure of Mugen Train arc and learning about the death of Rengoku, Doma will recognize Akaza as his opponent, seeing as he took the life of his rival. There will be a very low chance he will be sent out on a mission, so he most probably won't have any appearances in the Entertainment District and Swordsmith Village arc. In the Hashira training arc, Doma will be more of help to Inosuke, who uses the same dual Nichiren swords. Though their techniques may differ, Doma will help Inosuke by sparring with him. This will enable Inosuke to progress beyond what he has ever been capable of. As the story continues, following in the battle of the Demon Slayers and Demons, without Doma on their side, only huge hitters would be Kokushibo and Muzan. The Demon Slayers will be able to take care of all the other Upper Moons in no time. Akaza will face Gyu, Tanjiro, and Doma this time around. Also, let's not forget, Kanae, Shinobu's master, will still be alive. With her help, she could this time develop a more lethal poison to use. Shinobu may be able to inject Kokushibo with it, which would help them get rid of him in a timely manner. The only one left will be Muzan. But now that most of the Demon Slayers will have less injuries than they were supposed to have, they will be able to hold off against Muzan easily as well. That's it for the what if theory of Doma. But before you leave, watch this video where we discuss 45 things you missed in One Piece. What are you waiting for? Watch it!